Most people don't buy a car to sell it within 1 year. They are often forced because the vehicle is too expensive to keep or has many unforeseen issues. Historically, we've had such cars, and research by iccars.com, an auto research and data-driven company, proves that. According to iccars.com, 3.4% of cars are resold within 1 year, mainly at a significantly lower price. The research ranks brands like BMW, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, Land Rover, and Jaguar as the top 5 most resold car brands within the first year. Understandably, all these 5 brands are luxury brands. So, most owners will likely be fed up with the cost of ownership within the first 12 months. And since their value depreciates quicker, owners prefer to sell them as soon as possible instead of waiting 2 or more years. This report by iccars.com involved more than 46 million newly bought cars from 2014 to 2017. Interestingly, 8 of the top 10 vehicles sold within the first year were British and German luxury brands, while the Japanese automaker Nissan made the remaining 2. Watch out for the car occupying position 4 on my video list. It's genuinely a surprise. In number 10. Nissan Versa. The Nissan Versa is outrageously affordable, which you can get from $4,325 or even less depending on the year you go for. The 2023 version, however, costs about $15,980. If we focus on the affordable older makes, you don't expect them to be costly to drive and keep. The issue, however, is that 8.7% of its owners have become tired of its basicness. According to the owners, nothing is exciting about this car as it lacks the wow factor. So they resort to reselling it within 1 year so that they can get something more exciting and striking. Hence, it's often not an issue of the cost of ownership, but the fact that the car owners get disinterested so fast. In number 9. Jaguar XF. Many adjectives are synonymous with the Jaguar XF: the executive class, luxurious, sporty, refined, most advanced, and the list continues. Sadly, such adjectives often mean an expensive car to buy and keep. While those who go for it have no problem with the first issue, 8.8% have a problem with the second, and that's why they prefer to sell it. Most people do it because of its high maintenance, insurance, and other ownership costs. Its engine is also underwhelming, given that it is a luxurious car. Remember, we're talking about a brake horsepower of 160 to 374, which is decent, but you expect more from a premium sedan of Jaguar stature. So, most owners get fed up with its lackluster engine performance, not forgetting maintenance costs, which forces them to get rid of it within 1 year. In number 8. Nissan Versa Note. The Versa Note is an entry-level hatchback by Nissan with basic specs and decent styling. So you don't expect much trouble owning this hatchback. Unfortunately, things on matters of cars are not what they seem like. The Versa Note may be a better value and even fun to ride, but 9% of its owners still get rid of it within the first year. Ironically, the Versa Note is not as reliable as advertised or as affordable as its buying price suggests. Speaking of affordability, yes, the Versa Note doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but you'll notice when you start driving and taking the Versa Note for servicing. The unscheduled annual repairs and unplanned maintenance can be more than expected, and the hatchback is not the most fuel efficient, especially on city roads. So, to avoid all these costs and hassle, owners prefer to sell it. In number 7. BMW X3. The BMW X3 is a fun crossover with an incredible engine. Its turbocharged 6-cylinder engine promises an output of 355 horsepower, which is insane. Its comfort is unrivaled, and you cannot complain about its infotainment or driver assistance technology. But still, 9% of its owners can't wait to get rid of it within 12 months of ownership. Most customers are concerned about the Beamer's reliability issues like sunroof leaks, premature wear of plastic guides, and engine failure have been reported by users. Others think that the Beamer is not fuel efficient, and general cost of maintenance and insurance is pretty high. So, while the SUV has some good highlights, it's impossible to overlook these issues, which is why 9% prefer to resell it. In number 6, BMW X1. BMW X1 is BMW's most compact but arguably the best crossover. It is reputable for its fast-paced, comfortable handling even on shaky ground, making it fun to ride. According to iCars.com, 10.4% of BMW X1 sell the crossover within 1 year of ownership. The report shows that reliability is one concern since they feel cheated by the German automaker regarding the quality of materials among other issues. Ideally, you expect a luxurious BMW to feature the highest quality materials. However, that is not the case with the BMW X1. The other reason is that the BMW is a little louder on freeways and sometimes jarring on rough roads, which annoys some users who can't wait to get rid of it. Wait a minute. I know you are enjoying this video. What about you give me a thumbs up by liking it? Then, subscribe and hit that notification bell for updates on our latest epic videos. Let's continue. In number 5, Mini Clubman. Due to its stretched Mini Cooper S hatchback design, the Mini Clubman is almost unmissable on the road. Though most car enthusiasts have critiqued its visual appeal, this station wagon hasn't stopped selling. People still buy it, though 10.7% sell it within the first year. They do it because of its high maintenance cost, but even more surprising, some do it because of bad reviews. The latter group prefers to sell it fast because of all the negativity they hear about the car without experiencing it. A few others realize nothing fancy about its visual style, while some think its driving dynamics are all hype. In number 4, Land Rover Range Evoque. Since the Range Rover Evoque is to date Land Rover's tiniest SUV, everyone expects it to be the cheapest to maintain. But that's not the case, as high maintenance and insurance costs plague the SUV. Reliability concerns also mount daily, forcing the owners to sell it as soon as possible. According to iCars.com, 10% of owners do that, which is a dreadful rate. Overall, the Range Rover Evoque has its selling points, explaining why most people can't resist buying it. The compact SUV has an edgy style, incredible off-road capability, and a modest 4-cylinder engine. It's fun to ride on all-terrain and comes equipped with the most intelligent driver assistance technology and a feature-packed luxurious kit. In number 3, Land Rover Discovery Sport. The Land Rover Discovery Sport is the most resold SUV, according to iCars.com, and the third overall. Only 11.8% of luxury cars occupying positions 1 and 2 are resold more within the first year than the Discovery Sport. For those who go for it, the SUV is unbeatable in performance and embodies boldness, dominance, and style. Its off-road capability is unequaled, and its in-car technology is just unsurpassed. 11.8% of owners, however, decide to sell it within 1 year because of its high maintenance cost. The SUV requires regular servicing, and its repairs are pretty expensive. While speaking of repairs, owners get rid of it within 12 months because the SUV is often plagued by reliability issues, reducing its value so fast. In number 2, BMW 3 Series. The second most resold car is the BMW 3 Series. The report by iCars.com shows that 11.8% of this model is resold within the first year, which is massive given that the average is only 3.4%. Traditionally, the BMW 3 Series has been the standard for luxury sports sedans, which is why most people pay a fortune to drive it. Many people, however, give up on the sedan within the first year because of how expensive its maintenance is. That is not the type of car you'll drive every day unless you plan to dip into your pocket every single week to have it serviced. Overall, the BMW 3 Series is a benchmark of luxury driving, comfort, and style. And if it were not because of its high cost of ownership, most owners will keep it for a decade. In number 1, Mercedes-Benz CClass. The most resold car, according to iccars.com, is the Mercedes-Benz CClass. The report shows that 12.4% of Mercedes-Benz C-Class are resold within the first year, 3.7 times the average rate of all cars. Understandably, owners of the Benz C-Class are too eager to get rid of it because the model sells at about 20% less its buying price after a year of ownership. So, they would rather recoup as much money as possible and quickly before the car's value depreciates even further. According to many owners, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class is expensive to maintain from its auto insurance and other ownership costs associated with the luxury brands. While most owners expect the ownership to be expensive, they also think that they have to pay much to drive and keep it, thus the reason for getting rid of it quickly. There you have it, 10 cars owners get rid of in the first year. Now, here is another exciting video on worst SUVs you should never buy. See you there.